This is the Indie Podcast, the internet's #1 show about getting better mentally, physically, and financially. Listen in with host Cyrus Igono as he speaks with some of the most interesting people in our society today.
The Hustle Show. I'm back. Got my man Cyrus.
What's up, man?
Igono. A man y'all want to know and meet. You know what I mean? Tell them a little bit about what you do, man. You got your hands in everything. I kind of look at you like the know-it-all, right? If I got a question, I'm going to ask him for sure if I'm going to do something.
Okay,
so tell them a little bit about how we met, you know what I'm saying? How you got started.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Your interests, things like that.
Okay, cool. Obviously I'm 28 now, about to be 29. I started out in fashion, similar to Marquese, but then that changed a little bit over time. Kind of got into events, and pretty much now I'm in content creation. I've always been interested by the entertainment industry. I always been one of those people who wanted to make a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
I think that that's kind of really what I'm after in my life, and that's kind of what brings me around or my life I've experienced other people,
Talk about some of your accolades. Probably, let's say your number one accolade. Like when you first got this check and you was like, yo, I pulled this off. Like,
well, I look at my life so far in phases because I played football, so like I had success playing football. So, because I had success playing football, I always kind of look at myself as successful, and that kind of spills over to business. So like in football, at one point I was a 13 All-American my junior year for one AA school though. And in business, I would say that I've gotten paid up to $150,000 for one client in one day. So it tripped me out to make that much money. That fast.
Yeah.
So after doing that or experiencing that a few times, it made me believe that I can
possible.
do do specific things. So you definitely go through the learning experiences though with multiple things. But yeah, man, it's been good.
It's a grind, yeah. But your endeavors now.
Okay.
You got you getting into the real estate.
Yeah. I'm getting into real estate because I read a book called George S. Clayson. It's The Richest Man in Babylon, and like the fifth law of becoming a rich person is like having real estate investments. So, I feel like I have to do it.
Preserve, They say it's preserving the capital.
Yeah, exactly.
Preserving the capital, getting your feet wet,
and
holding and starting to accumulate wealth, right?
And that's something that too. Like, being an African-American person growing up in America, no one ever, like, teaches us or, black people in general. It's like how are more white or affluent families, they're always all right. No one ever taught me that. And that's one of the things that, is integral, just to break it down a little bit real fast for people out there. It's like I pay rent on this office. I've been paying rent for 5 years. I think I've paid over $80,000 in rent. Well, that could be a house,
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of like just simple thing, like rather than, when you rent, when you could have a mortgage or things like that.
Right, have that ownership, yeah. So let's talk about, because I know we were just talking about books and whatnot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How important is learning? You know what I mean? Continuously learning and never coming to a point where you're like, I know it all.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
Man, I would say that that's a crazy topic because it can go so much in both directions. One, like, knowledge is everything because if you don't have knowledge, you will always hit the wall and you'll never know how to get around it.
Right.
But also, like, for somebody like me, I get so into knowledge and learning that sometimes you don't execute. And when you get into knowledge, you're like, oh, I can always read. And it's like, in life, though, you want to move. You need to move. You need to move before you're ready. You need to, like, fail. Yeah. And knowledge is very, very important, but, especially in business, you have to balance that with action, and that's something that I would say that is pretty important, and there's the books out there that, basically everybody comes across and they, read and it changes their life.
Like aha moment.
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich, stuff like that. That's important, and I think everybody should experience them for sure.
Right. So let's get into talking money. Making money. And,
okay.
And this is the Hustle Show. So elaborate on making money out. Again, this is a guy that I always hit up. Get calls all the time. Hey man, what you think about this? And
yeah,
always get his opinion. So talk to the people about making money outside of work.
Okay.
Or just
so if
just
they were
accumulating
starting,
money. Yeah.
Okay. So what I would say is just to start a website or a project on the side that you can do. And I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but that it can make you a specific amount of money that you could digest. Okay. When people try to start a business, especially an online business, they say, "Oh, I want to do this. I'm going to make Facebook." Like, nah. Figure out how to make $20 a day online. Figure out how to make $50 a day online. Try to break it down to something where you can conceptualize, okay, $20 a day.
Every single day.
Every single day. That could pay my gas and lunch or whatever just at work, but it'll be from
and then touch on that, I feel like thinking about it as streams of income, or drips,
drips.
Learned in the books and all that. A drip is basically, obviously it's not a lot, but
Exactly.
It got the potential to fill up. It's
exactly.
It's a little drip. You might be doing your 9 to 5 and have money coming in, but where are your drips at? How many drips you got going? You got one drip, you got no drips, you got 4 or 5 drips. So I think that's kind of just my take on it. Like how I took it and helped me understand it.
Yeah, I messed around online so much. When we first started our business, like, for example, we didn't know how to build websites or anything like that, and we would pay a whole lot of money for other people to do it. Then eventually one day we're like, yo, we have to learn this. We learned it, and then I was able to make like $99 one month. Then the next month I made like a couple hundred, and I think I lost a part-time job I had at the time, and I was like, yo, let me try to like use these concepts and pay my rent. And luckily, it worked out that month or that time period.
Right, because it had to work out.
Because it had to work out.
It
had to work out.
Yeah.
And, I kind of been doing it ever since. And what I do online has changed because stuff changes. Stuff is easier. Stuff is harder. But overall, to me, doing and operating online is a whole lot easier than like going to a normal job or whatever it may be. So that's what I would say. I would say the first thing is just learn how to make like $20 or $30 a day doing something online. So that could just be something as simple as posting something on Craigslist and selling it for more, or eBay, which is really easy to do. Just do something very, very simple that you can make $20, $30 a day doing.
And even the icing on the cake is if you love it, you're going to run with it.
Yeah,
that's the icing on the cake. So,
yeah.
Find something you like, definitely. That's true. What else you want to know? What you got planned? Like, what's your next move?
Plans. Well, kind of like you were saying, I have hands on a lot of things. Really, right now, I'm trying to like scale down on a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. I'm trying to
so that you could put more focus on the right.
Yeah, because when I look at my income right now, I try a lot and I do a lot, but things I did like last year, this is the end of 2015, things I did in 2014 are still paying me today. So it's like I think I figured out what works, and I want to just go back and really dive deep into that, So it's just like I said earlier, it's a learning process. Like I figured out something that worked in 2014, and I took a whole year trying to do another version of that idea, but now I realize, like, okay, this other way is way harder. Let me go back
retrace your
what I know.
Tell me about this analogy, man. One video I heard was somebody was saying starting a business is like walking through a house that you're not familiar with in the dark.
Yeah. Man.
That's all it is. Because you're going to run into a wall, but, you know what I mean, are you going to be scared where you're like, all right, I'm not going to move no more, or are you going to keep feeling around, bump into this wall, feel around, you know what I mean, make it out the house, which is the millions and the billions.
Exactly.
But, I definitely see, you know what I mean, I just want to elaborate to the people, I've been through a journey. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at it as, I'm going to learn this, boom, it's going to be there. And it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's like the two things or the two main factors with it is one, just doing it every day. Because if you just do something every day, eventually you'll get lucky and you'll be successful. The other thing is you just have to believe that you're actually going to get to where you think you're going to go to.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time, you know, and you have to take every step like you know you're gonna get there.
Like it's the right step.
It's the right
Be
step.
Confident in the next step, all that jazz. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I told, I was talking to AJ about it the other day. I was like, man, you know, with business, it's kind of like somebody rolls up to you and tells you, man, hey, you know, in the back of my trunk, there's $1 million. You just have to go get it. You know, if you believed there was really $1 million in the back of the trunk, you would go get it. You would do everything you need to get to that trunk and open it.
Right.
And it's like there's so many examples of success in the world that we all know something or someone who's doing exactly what we want to do.
For sure.
So if that's the truth, like you need to get the $1 million in the back of the trunk. You need to take the steps to get to where they're at or higher. You know,
they're finding out their resources, using your resources, how they got there, figuring out that formula.
Exactly. And that's a process, man, because, you know, when you're talking about making money, there's everybody in the world is trying to do that, you know.
That's the name of the game. That's life.
So that's a process, man. But, yeah, it's exciting, and it gives you life, man. Like, even if, no matter how hard business has gotten, it's like, yo, I'm doing this for myself and my namesake, and you know, I'm not just doing it for some company that I don't care about or whatever it may be, and that's it makes life exciting to me.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about what else you want to dive in?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk a little bit about how we met. You know, I saw you were doing your thing, you know, with E Club, and I was a fan. I was like, man, this has massive potential. And at the time, I was like, yo, I really want to help people locally to try to help people get to the next level. And, you know, I hit you up. You guys came through, you and Dominique.
I remember that. Shout out to Dom.
You know, it's always been...
How long ago was that?
Probably 2 or 3 years, maybe. You know, I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But
ever since I've been in here, man, I've been a magnet, just learning stuff, and you know what I mean, all the shit you've been going through, learning through your experience as well. Probably the most, because you have more experiences than I do in a given period. So popping in and hearing some of your calls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the calls you be on with these big companies and companies from out the country, and just hearing how you maneuvering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that definitely helped me along my process. But yeah, E Club was cracking, man. We came to y'all to help for just help in general.
Yeah, just help, man.
Just help in general.
And we just wanted to help out. And you know, I could see the seeds of success there, you know? And that really has to do with the people who like run it, you know what I'm saying? So like with you and Dom, you guys' mentality was the right one, you know.
Right.
I think probably a lot of that has to do with sports, you know, because you
shit all carry over.
It just carries over, you know, because business is very, it's a hard thing to do, especially when you're doing it for yourself, you know.
Yeah, you got to be strong-willed.
Yeah, you
gotta
really
be strong-willed. Got to be strong-willed. Guys trying to start your business, trying to make money on the side, like it's a process. You know what I mean? Fuel up on the knowledge, on the books, on the audio books. You know what I mean? Anywhere where you can learn from somebody who got more than you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, or have what you want. Right.
Audiobooks is key. Like, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, it's crazy how like somebody could play a song that's been on the radio within the last 10, 15 years. We all know it, but like none of us could recite a book of knowledge, or maybe even the Bible or whatever it is. It's crazy that you know,
you grasp to things that not essentially helping you.
They're not really helping you. And it's like, since I've been really big into audiobooks and such, it's like, if I'm driving in the car, instead of just listening to music and tuning out, why not take the 20 minutes and learn about a little bit of a topic?
You're going to be in the car anyway. You ain't doing nothing anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well have, it's like having that person, you know what I mean, that person that you listening to in the passenger seat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I got into that habit every morning when I'm driving to work. You know, audiobook coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this dude just gave me his, what's that thing called? The app.
Oh, Audible.
With all his audiobooks filled up all through it. So it gave me his login. So now I'm strapped for
a little while, a long time.
I'm strapped for a long time.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of like, you know, if it was your favorite person that you looked up to, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, whatever, it's like, oh, if I knew that person, I'd be successful. Well, you can connect with them through books and audio.
Right.
You know, so it's why not just pop that in and, you know, you listen to music and stuff at the club when you go out, or, you know, there's a time and place for that. But, you know, I would say if you get opportunities like that, you know, take advantage of it. You know, if you're going to be driving for 10 minutes or longer, just take advantage of that and, like, just get a little bit smarter, you know?
Right. Use that time. And another thing, I'm touching on this as well, what I learned from audiobooks is your time. You know what I mean? Managing your time and just taking out that time of your day where you're not watching TV, you're not, you know what I mean? Again, similar to the music, riding in the car, you know what I mean? Using that time for, all right, let me learn something that's going to help me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you can cram your days in with time where you learning stuff consistently, but then the time where you're not learning stuff, you actually doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the recipe. That's literally what pro teams, NFL teams, all the people that's at the upper echelon or whatever it is they do. They repetition.
Yeah.
Repetition.
Exactly.
Keep learning. So.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. So I mean, pretty much like one of the big things I'm working on now is like I'm developing this program. It's called What's Your Hour Worth? I want to help people like we're talking about make the $20 to $30 a day, and I think that, you know, I've done it. I do it now, so it would be easy for me to impart that knowledge on other people because it's really, really, really simple to do, you know. And like right now, you know, I make, you know, I make anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000 a month online, you know, and that's outside of like doing what I do, which would be videos or websites or whatever it may be. So it's like I would say that changed my life a lot, you know, because I can't, you know, the base things, I can never go back to zero, you know. It's like, okay, whether I work today or not or whatever, there's going to be a couple racks coming in between these days of the month.
Right.
You know, so I think that if other people could experience, even if it's $500 to $1,000 a month, that would really change their life. And, you know, so that's something that I'm trying to put together a program for people to do as well. Kind of like a mentorship program or whatever it may be, so they can do those things and make that money that they need to supplement whatever it is that they do as well.
Right. That'd be solid. What would your advice be to somebody who's working but obviously want to start something on the outside, don't know what it is they want to start, just kind of, because I get that question a lot of people hit me, hey man, I'm here and I want to do this, where do I start?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is your answer usually to that?
My answer is that, like, you know, I don't know if, I'm sure people have experienced this. They go on the website, let's say you're trying to find, I don't even know, it's a good example. You know, I don't know. Maybe you're trying to find like the best vitamins, right? You want to have more energy. You land on some page and it's like with a big old headline like, oh, if you try these vitamins, you will change your life, blah, 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 blah. It's this long old page, and at the bottom of the page, it tells you the price. People go on those pages and they laugh like, yo, this will never work. But, yo, somebody out there is buying from those sales pages.
Exact product.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would say do something like that. Start off with the information product, which sells a product or some sort of ebook or something like that.
Start off having that value.
Yeah.
Bringing value, having a something where people coming to you and you're worth something.
Yeah, sell an ebook, sell a video course. There's companies and there's things that you can go and you can sell other people's ebooks for free, and you can take a percentage of the sales. Something like as simple as that, and you can do it for something that you love and you know about. Something I always tell people is everybody in this life is an expert at something. There's something that you know on this earth more than 90% of everybody else. Everybody's an expert.
And you have the drive to even learn more.
About that, exactly.
Yeah.
So whatever that thing is, just start and sell something regarding that, Get interested in that. And that's what I would say, and you'll be totally fine if you did something like that,
Right. Let's talk about growth, man. What do you feel like, in your opinion, the keys that you met before and the keys now?
Okay.
Just growth wise.
Well, I think that before when you guys came in, you didn't want to listen as much. That's what I would say is the main thing.
Side effects of success.
Yeah, you didn't listen as much.
Side effects of success.
Where maybe now you were more open to hearing what people say, even though you may not listen totally, but you will at least hear what someone says. Yeah. I think that's a big, big, big thing, because you already know how it is when you play sports and such. Like, you could be have All-American talent, but that talent really never manifests if you don't give in to your coaching or something like that. So that's what I'd say, is that you're more open to hearing what others have to say now, and that's one of the main things, I would say.
You're right.
Yeah.
Do this. Tell them, this is interesting. Tell them your goals. What was because every time I ask you to do his goals, it'd be I used to think it was like that, but now I see the vision. So
my goals in life are to make $500 million. I want to pretty much be P. Diddy. I want to be the person who creates the industry of arts in Phoenix. Right. I want to own land. I want to own a building or a club on top of it, and then I want to have intellectual property and have that be internationally known. So, it took a long time for me to accept that's what I'm trying to do. Because I would say, 500 million? Oh, man, that's too much money.
Yeah.
Oh, man, or even when I said earlier, charging somebody $150,000 for a year or $75,000 for a year, I didn't believe that I was worthy. I was 23, 24 years old at the time, and I was like, man, am I really worth $75,000? So that was a big learning experience for me. But I'm not doing this to be a part of the pack. I'm doing it to be at the upper echelon of the industry. To make the rules. I mean, if you try to book Lil Wayne or Drake or somebody like that, they're going to be charging you in hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're going to be there for 1 hour, and they're going to leave, and you're going to lose money.
You paid all that for their hour of time.
Yeah. So to say, hey, I want to make $500 million, I mean, I think that, honestly, I might be thinking too small.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I would say, is you got to think big, man, and the cool thing is that as I do stuff in business, I start to see okay, if this goes correctly, this could reach me to millions. If I do this, then
open more doors.
Yeah, then I would have the ability to get into this thing that interests me, which could make me even 100 million or whatever. So you start to see it as the doors open. Just think big. You gotta think huge, and if you woke up and you said, I want to be a millionaire, that's pretty normal now.
Right.
If you're making $100,000 a year and your home is worth $250,000 in 10 years, at least on paper, you'll be a millionaire. That doesn't make anyone's blood get excited. You know what I'm saying? So At least if you're the ambitious ilk, you know, think big and do big things.
Yeah, right. So, you want to talk about some of the things you got planned or some of the projects you want to do within see yourself in like the next 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do this plan of helping people make money online. This coming up year, I'm going to be doing a radio show on terrestrial radio, just helping unsigned or people who are trying to get exposure, helping them get out. You know, within the next year, by the end of next year, I'm going to make my first big real estate purchase. Yeah. So I want to get land to either get a club or buy into a club here locally.
Do the club?
Yeah. Yep. And
constant money club.
Yeah, so those are my big, you know, short-term goals, and I'm kind of breaking that into a 10-step plan to make that happen.
Right.
So that's where I'm focused at right now. So it's just, you know, we had some issues happen here at the office, so we're just restructuring things right now. But that's where my mind's at and what I'm focused on right now. Yeah.
Right. Tell the people where they can connect with you at.
You can contact me at CyrusIgono.com or at Cyrus Igono on any social platform. Or, you know, you can check out what'syourhourworth.com, and that's going to be the program I'm running to help people just make that $20 to $40 a day.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
You know,
I might hear that.
You know, you know, if they want to contact me that way, I'd love to talk to you about it and make that happen. So, right. 24/7, hit me up.
My guy.
Sweet.
My man. Perfect. I'm glad I got this done. I've been waiting all week to get to this man. He's been busy, so finally got some time to pop. I'm missing my brother game right now, so I had to stop, not go to see my brother game to get to this man. So the importance of getting stuff done. You know what I mean? He touched on making money. He touched on having that plan, that mindset. You know what I mean? Thinking big. Mm-hmm. What else we tell him? Just everything, right?
Yeah, man. That's pretty much everything. It.
Thanks for listening. Reach out and let us know your opinion. Contact Cyrus at CyrusIgono.com or call us into the office at 888-966-7225. Again, that's 888-966-7225. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tell your friends. We look forward to hearing from you soon.